Greetings human, today we are making Focaccia. You will need 1/2 a cup Levain starter, 440 ml of water, 2½ teaspoons of salt. Add in half of your flour and mix until all flour is hydrated, then add the rest of your flour and mix until a ball of dough is formed. Cover the bowl with a dish towel and let the dough rest for half an hour. Humans joke about having their own FBI agent watch them through the devices, but where did this joke come from? Because let's be honest, what could you have done to make the FBI keep tabs on you? I hope nothing, but regardless, let's talk about COINTELPRO. During the spring of the 1970s, at the time of the anti-Vietnam War protests, a group of anti-war protest supporters noticed their pictures were being taken by FBI agents. They made the assumption the FBI was attempting to squash dissent and found many other organizers expressed the same worries. So the group decided they would rob classified documents from the FBI to find any kind of evidence that answered their questions. They succeeded in their heist without ever being caught.
Real hot girl shit.
But what they found in those files exposed the FBI for a lot more than just keeping tabs on protest organizers. In these files they discovered Operation COINTELPRO. After the half hour begin the first of 3 rounds of stretching and folding. This will activate the gluten in the dough, then cover and let rest for another 30 minutes. So what is COINTELPRO? Well, in the 50s America was terrified of communism and entered a culture war with Russia. But the United States believed they were losing this war and decided they needed better strategies. So J. Edgar Hoover was like, lols guys, let's be spies teehee. And everyone else was like, lols KK, and so Operation COINTELPRO was born. It consisted of FBI agents keeping tabs on individuals involved in communist groups by opening up their mail, bugging their phones, or just straight up stalking them. They also had agents call people's homes to threaten them, constantly had them audited, forged documents to cause distrust within party ranks, sent undercover agents to party meetings to spread rumors about other group members causing distrust within parties, but these efforts prepared them for the actions they perpetuated against new left groups in America. Stretch and fold, 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 stretch and fold. Let's sit another 30 minutes. So the FBI is spying on communists. In 1955, however, a man named Dr. T.R.M. Howard, an advocate for the legalization of prostitution, and a successful surgeon who was known to provide illegal, discreet but safe abortions to both white and black individuals, became critical of the FBI's inaction on a number of infamous hate crimes, including the murder of Emmett Till. But instead of listening to the concerns of civil rights groups and protecting all Americans, Hoover did the opposite and named all new left groups, which included feminist groups, anti-Vietnam War supporters and all civil rights groups, as communists, and ordered agents to take any actions necessary to neutralize these new left groups. They turned public opinion against these groups, most famously attacking Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. Stretch and fold, stretch and fold, stretch and fold, stretch and fold. Let's sit another 30 minutes. Anyways, the FBI was just super blatantly racist and did anything possible to turn public opinion against the Black Liberation Movement. A man who took this job seriously is William C. Sullivan, who sent out this memo the day after Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. The FBI was threatened by Dr. King's goal of equality and wanted to silence him, and by silence him I mean, make him unalive himself. They did this by bugging his home to collect information that they could use as blackmail. They found he had marital problems, and so 2 days before receiving the Nobel Peace Prize, the FBI sent Dr. King an Unalive Yourself package which told Dr. King he had 34 days to unalive himself or else the information would be made public, but he didn't, and the FBI released all the information they illegally obtained. They also worsened the rift between the Nation of Islam and the Organization of Afro-American Unity by artificially increasing the conflict, which ultimately led to the murder of Malcolm X by a member of the Nation of Islam. These events later initiated Project COINTELPRO Black Hate, which was made to further discredit all civil rights groups. Add a tablespoon of olive oil to the dough and stretch and fold. Add olive oil to a container. Place dough into container and let it rise until doubled in volume. Use a vertical container for bulk fermentation to easily see the dough's progress.
One eternity later.
Poof. Take dough out of container and cut in half. Place dough on parchment-lined oiled cake pan. Begin folding the edges of the dough towards the center of the dough to create a nice uniform rectangular shape and let rise for 4 to 6 hours or place in fridge overnight. At the time, the FBI kept members of the KKK on payroll as informants, even though they were still committing crimes like the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. The FBI also funded far-right groups like the Minutemen with hopes of creating a militant group that would terrorize civil rights groups. So yeah, obviously the FBI favored white supremacist groups over black liberation movements. And as well as enabling violent white supremacy groups, the FBI had it out for the Black Panther Party and decided it was time to attack areas that had significant Black Panther activity. Police raided homes without warrants, arrested people with falsified crimes and committed murder, all at the behest of the FBI. Place 1 cup of Concord grapes on a tray, add 1/2 teaspoon of rosewater and 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom, mix and roast for 30 minutes at 370 degrees Fahrenheit. Dimple oily dough and top with 1 tablespoon red za'atar, 1/2 tablespoon of sumac roasted grapes, and 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds. Preheat oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit and add ice and a lid to trap steam. Bake for 30 minutes, removing the lid after 15 minutes. Behold the focaccia.
Wow! Whoa!
So finding all of this information, the burglars sent the files to several news outlets. Contents of those files were exposed to the world. The American government acted fast to repair damages and ended up placing restrictions on the FBI. The FBI also claimed to stop all spying without warrants, but then 9/11 happened and all those restrictions lessened, which is what Bestie Edward Snowden shared with the American people in 2013. Lightly char focaccia and add figs, feta and basil. Eat. So how easy would it be to spy on activists now due to the internet? A simple like, comment, share, a person you follow or a possible mutual could raise a flag in some database somewhere. What if watching this video was enough for them to start watching you? Who's watching you right now and what data are they collecting against you? LOL.